Interesting. Curious. Is it because I enraged the gods, perhaps? That's the only thing I can think of. Because the last time I did it, I was not at all paying attention to what was going on in here. I was mostly just trying to not die and failing horribly. Okay, yeah. I go now to collect the wands and the spells and the modifiers. Alrighty. Some things have been worked out. Some stuff has been acquired. There are some very interesting wands here. I have not tested all of them. In particular, I haven't gone and tested all of the always casts. I've got, I think, 3. There's that one, that one, that one. This, I think, has a good potential... Why did I do that? Has a good potential of causing significant harm to me. However, it's super intriguing. Problem is, the wand it's on is not spectacular. So, I think this seems like the sort of thing that I would want to do something fairly simple with, like a spark bolt or something similar. Maybe the bubble spark, even. That is just not trying to be super duper fast, but just getting something reasonable out of it. Why am I talking about this rather than just doing it? Something along the lines of this. That's not even touching the mana drain. What is 5 mana drain? It's literally not even touching it. I'm gonna be honest, the sheer ludicrous entertainment value of that is really hard to argue with. 'Cause that's... That's crazy. What if I did something like... That does make it faster, but that's not actually making it more interesting. I actually almost think something like this would make it more interesting. And it doesn't hurt me. That's... Hang on a second. Can I get that at the end of a trigger? Hold on, just out of curiosity. If I do that... That's just sending out another bubble spark at the end. Oh, it's upon collision. And that's not quite what I'm aiming for. No. What I'm envisioning here is something that is sending it out. Oh, shoot. No, everything's all nice. I mean, to be fair, it's not really super nice, but you know, I kind of may have gone a little bit overboard on the wand collecting. On the other hand, I've got a lot of really good wands, so it's kind of like, I don't know, this is interesting. It's kind of, from this end, this way is all of the consumables that I might be inclined to actually use. Probably shouldn't have left those here, because I don't think I'm going to use those. Those seem just too dangerous. Unless you have, like... I don't even know. Not even just explosion immunity would be enough. But then all the discards over here. And then, of course, there's the wand discard pile. Yeah, things have gotten a little bit crazy, to be honest. And I'm doing all of this, and I'm severely concerned that what's going to end up happening is I'm going to go downstairs and immediately find a wand that is like super duper awesome, better than anything else I've got up here, and I'm going to be very annoyed, but it's okay. Point is, I've got a couple of options here. Where did that other wand that I was looking at go? We've got this, which is really fantastic. It can fire continuously. Problem is the capacity. This is all I can get on it. And I believe, yeah, I need to have that. I feel like I need to have that. I need to have that in order for it to not go everywhere. And then obviously the damage modifier, which I can't... This is... I genuinely think I might actually use that heavy shot on that bubble spark, because that was just fascinating. But obviously there's also Bloodlust, which actually has a lower mana drain, but is more likely to kill me. Though, I think that would be safe enough to use on this particular spell. I've also got this one. It runs into that issue. See, where it drains all of the mana and then kind of like gets stuck doing that. I think it's probably because 2 spells per cast, and I need to not just swap the same thing onto it. So I probably can get this to work better, but then there's this one, which it does drain the mana, but the mana comes back quite fast, so it's not like continuous fire, but it's still like reasonable, I guess. The problem with all of these so far is it's kinda like this one is limited in terms of space. I can't even get the shield on it. So, you know, that's great and all. That's fantastic, but I really want the shield because I'm you know, reasonably strong at the moment, but I've taken a lot of damage, partially to myself. I what was I doing? Oh, I was swapping this out with some of the other options I have down here, and I used Bubble Spark, and hey, Bubble Spark comes back and hits you in the face. So, yeah, that was... I should have definitely realized that was going to happen, but it's okay. It wasn't that much damage. But this one, like... That's good. Not a huge fan of that recharge, though. Or reload. The mana reload. Like, it could work, it could be fine, but I don't know. This one, I think I might actually just try a little longer to get this one to work properly. Because I'm feeling like this is probably what I'm gonna go with. This, by the way, in case it isn't obvious, I'm talking specifically about primary damage wand. There's wands over here that I'm going to use for secondary stuff. I think I'm going to put together a grenade of some kind. I think. I have plenty of options for payload. I don't have a lot of options for delivery systems. Like, I guess the spark bolt works. It's just I guess it just comes back around to the fact that when I put together a grenade wand, I really like to have an arc so I can chuck it, you know. But I can get something to work, probably, I suppose. This wand, I think I am actually going to just leave. Because as much as it does have the always cast, but it has high recharge time anyway, that the always cast is making up for. So it's kind of like, that's kind of not that helpful. Plus the capacity is lower. So how do I? Oh, now it's behaving differently again. I've put all of this on here several times, and each time it seems to behave slightly differently. Sometimes it'll get stuck, like, hung up on the chainsaws once the mana runs out completely. Other times it doesn't, apparently. I don't know what that's about. It also does have a reasonably high recharge time. I'm wondering if... what if I just did this? Yeah, see, that makes it faster, but then it gets hung up on the chainsaws again. So faster is not necessarily better for this. I mean, I guess that's actually really good, isn't it? Yeah. Problem. All of this that I'm doing is essentially taking what I had before and porting it to a new wand, essentially unchanged. Fast, like machine gun with the same collection of modifiers. I'd like to get some other modifiers. I guess that does actually work. I was kind of building up to the fact that yes, I can do what it was, but as soon as I start putting other modifiers on, it kind of falls apart a little bit. But well, maybe not as much as I thought. I'm gonna have to test this. I'm just not sure how. There's also this. I wonder. See, this is almost certainly better against larger things, like tougher things, because it's going to... It's something that you're going to be wanting to hit the thing, whatever it is, more than once, you know? Whereas I feel like this is probably more for, like... killing things, getting the damage up enough that it kills things more quickly in one or two shots. Maybe I just roll with that for now. But I have so many modifiers that I want to try, like homing. Or... Wait a minute. The potion sound effect just disappeared. Did you notice that? Oh. Because I'm hearing that. Oh, okay. No, nobody panic, nobody panic. I do have... Oh, where'd it go? This. Critical on Bloody. See, if I had a wand that was, like, completely ludicrous, this is the sort of thing that I just slap on for the heck of it, not for general purpose use, because it's not always going to be applicable. Explosive projectile. I wanted the one that I had shoot. Well, whatever. This is... Oh, that's a lot of cast delay. That feels like a really bad idea, actually. Actually. I don't have explosion immunity. If I had explosion immunity, I'd say I'm gonna go nuts with that kind of thing. I guess that's actually... Now that I really look at things a little more closely, that's... I think I could put remove bounds. That might be... Oh, that might actually be a good idea. So I don't accidentally kill myself with this. Just on the off chance that it bounces off of something, if I can just tell it, no, you're not going to do that, that might be a good idea. But yeah, as far as modifiers are concerned, I've got a lot of things that are like explosive or where are they? Cluster bolt, sparkly bounce. This is all dangerous to me. I don't know that that's a good idea to be doing that. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't want to use this because I was sure I was going to kill myself with it, but... Oh. I was kind of hoping that that damage field would, go along the whole length of it. But still, that's, I actually don't like that. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. I could also put on another damage modifier, but then it gets stuck on the... Why does it do that? It's got to be something to do with the amount I'm casting or something. Like, how much mana drain is there going on here? 30, 12, 25, 10. I've already lost count. Still, regardless, it's not actually that much per cast. I guess it's just still enough to overwhelm it. I guess what it is the mana charge speed is... allowing me to cast all of the modifiers, but it's not charging back up quite fast enough to hit that last one. It's got everything but the triplicate. So I imagine if I put something smaller, like a spark bolt here, that would probably work just fine. Don't want to do that though. There is this. Oh, this is not the one I want to put that on. I think this one. Or maybe this one? Would that work? I'd like to, honestly, like, put together several of these and just roll out with that, without even the teleport bolt. Just roll out with a bunch of trial primary wands just to see, but I only have one speed up, so it's kind of like... Oops. The problem with this is the explosive. I'm guaranteed this is fantastic and would be a great primary wand. And I'm sure that would absolutely murder just about anything I run into. Problem is, run into might end up being me. Which does remind me, one thing that I'm gonna experiment with is those and these. Think that's gonna be a good thing to try out. That it was suggested to me, and that does seem like that would probably work. You'd like sit in front of a wall like this and just like fire into the wall, and it'd come back and smack you in the face and heal you, I assume. So probably will do that before leaving. Obviously I'm gonna experiment with it, but I mean I'm gonna heal up before leaving. Well, I mean, it works. Yeah, that's holding the button down. I think I might go with that. I do think this wand is probably just gonna have to be retired. Again, the always cast is nice, but it's just... it's kind of fighting with the wand's own limitations, you know? Rather than being just a strict benefit. No, not this one. This one. But let's see. What else do we have here? I'm gonna put the always casts up here. This is... that one... you know what? Actually, hold on a second. Chaotic transmutation. I probably shouldn't use that. That seems like a good way to get some horrible liquid that I don't know how to deal with and end up killing myself or something. What was the other one? That was this. Were there any other always casts? I don't think so. I do think I'm gonna do that bubble spark thing purely for the, like, hilarity of the whole thing. Like, that's just completely fill an entire room full of bubble spark. I might try it with the bouncing burst as well, because that doesn't damage you either. And try to fiddle around, see if I can get something interesting. What was this always cast? Right. This seems like the sort of thing that I might actually want to try to put together some kind of simple digging wand. Problem is that recharge time is hideous, and I'm not about to spend a bunch of these to try... that wouldn't even... I think I have 3 or 4 of these, and that's not even gonna work. So, maybe not. Is the thing with those, is that... whoa. I expected it to, like, attach to the bolt and then go. Hold on a second. Wait. Am I confused as to how this works? Oh. I failed to see the utility. I'm gonna be honest. Also, overall, the wand is not fantastic, so I'm gonna just say... no. I don't think so. I can't think of anything to do with it anyway. The thing I was thinking for a second was something like a digging wand that was like... oh, this stupid gap. Energy orbs, perhaps? Where, like, if it had followed the projectile, if that field had followed the projectile, then I'd say something like this, that you could dig hard stuff with it, but also fire it into like a bunch of snow or something, and it would just suck through it and just go and then out the other end, making digging through soft stuff real easy, you know? But that doesn't appear to be how that works, so there is this one, and I keep hitting escape again for some reason. This wand is really good. Really good. I feel like I've got to do something with it. It just doesn't have the ridiculous mana recharge that is necessary for doing what I'm doing with the primary wand. And then... oh, right. I forgot. This is the one with the really low capacity. Is there anything interesting I can do with that? It would have to be... 4 spells per cast, ridiculously high charge speed. Is it not possible to spell wrap with this the way it is? It might not be. Maybe it would be if crying out loud. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, spell wrapping. Maybe I don't think... Because it's 4 spells per cast, I don't know how you would do that. What if you just did that? Makes it really fast, but not, like, super stupid fast, and it's, Although, maybe, because it's got the high mana, max mana, and high mana charge speed, what if you used something that was, like... Yeah, that could work, generally. You wouldn't be able to get any modifiers on it, but... I don't know. I don't know that this is really worth fiddling with. I've, for the most part, I've been pretty ruthless with getting rid of wands that were, like, not up to code with where I am right now and with how some of the rest of these are. And I feel like that one just doesn't quite make the cut, to be honest. I think all of the rest of these are going to be, well, other than this one. And this one. Although this one is... not good enough. The thing with this one is, I believe when I was experimenting with it, I ended up being able to do this, but without using this. See, look at that. That's real good. Just like that, that's real good. Problem with that is how long it takes to charge back up. And I don't like wands where I'm having to look over here to find out when I can fire off a bunch, you know? Like, if it recharged just a bit faster... No, it would need to be faster than that. I think about 300. No, I didn't need it to even be over 300. Just fast enough where I don't need to worry about it too much. I can just kind of mentally say, okay, I can fire a burst like this, and it's... Because it reaches an end point there. Like, I can't keep doing that. Which is just not quite good enough. Like, it's real close, but not quite good enough. So I think realistically, yeah, I'd have to take down, go down on the modifiers a little bit, or at least the modifier cost. I suppose, don't some of the homing ones cost like less? Short range homing. Oh, 25, 40. That's still a little much for what I'm doing. It occurs to me, something I did a little bit earlier was try this. Oh, right, you have to actually put it on the wand. Oh, wait, what? Okay, that's not my experience previously. Now, what? Oh, you know what I bet it is? It's the actual physical length of the wand itself. When I'm doing this, the chainsaws are at the end. The pollen comes out just far enough away that it's fine. That's vaguely annoying, actually. So I can't actually use this on this one. Well... darn. That's a bummer. Anything else I could use? How much mana drain is the spore pod? 20. Whoa. That's a lot, actually. Neat. Very, very neat. Can anybody see the problem with what I'm doing here? I'm wanting to put together multiple wands to go and test them easily. And they're all hanging up on this. I want this on all of these because it makes it so much more useful, usable, able to destroy enemies instead of me. And I only have one of them. Dang it. Okay, well, I guess I don't really know what to do about that other than to carry on. Put together something that's really as good as I can make it. Problem is that is the problem. I don't know which of these is going to be as good as I can make it. Like that's fantastic, but it doesn't have the shield and I really want the shield. That, you know what? I might go with that if I can. Will it let me do something like this? It absolutely will. I kind of thought that it wouldn't, but it will. If I do this, does it... no meaningful difference? Goodness sake. Oh, shoot. Where did that end up? Well, fortunately, I put a bunch more of them over here. Okay, I say a bunch. I got only a couple left. Oh well. Where was... Oh. Yeah, I think that I might just go ahead and use. Because, like, look at that. Come to a cave entrance and there's a bunch of things and they see you and you just like... Whoom. I like that, actually. I actually like that a lot. And it's continuous. %100% continuous. It can keep firing all day long. Just like that. I think I might just go ahead and say, yep, that's what I'm going with. Not as a primary, as a like secondary for like clearing areas, not a grenade, but you know. Okay, I moved the wands around and now I'm lost. What am I doing? I think I think that's gonna be the one. Because like I said, if it recharges fast enough, like, getting hung up on the chainsaws like that is annoying. But that's okay, because I can just fire in burst mode. I think I'm gonna be okay with that. This... it's just such a generally good wand that it's kind of like I want to use it for something, you know? It has such good stats that it's hard to pass up. This too, to be fair. That adds a lot of cast delay, so you kind of... Whoops. Well, there goes that. By the way, lava to blood, mana drain 30. See, this is the sort of thing that I wouldn't have, like, generally speaking on a wand, but I feel like it should be, like, really useful under certain conditions. Like crossing the lava lake, or just getting into somewhere that is being blocked by lava. Does bubbly bounce explode? Wait a minute. Shoot bubble sparks. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That went too far. Oh. You don't say. I thought that was something that explodes. I am suddenly for goodness sake. Well, that's gone forever. I am suddenly curious again about this, because... I can't tell if this is attaching to the always cast the bolts, the what am I trying to say? The extra spark bolts, bubble sparks. It's literally written right there. I can read. What am I trying to say? This on here spits out extras of itself, right? Does this, since this also spits out the same projectile, I would need, hold on. Is this a bad idea? Ow! Oh. Oh, that does do... Okay. In that case, never mind. I was like... I was hoping for something along the lines of use multiples of these on this, get it real as fast as I can get it to go, and then just absolutely envelop the room completely in bubble spark. That was what I was trying for there. Didn't work. Not quite. Bit of a bummer, but that's okay. I might have to just use that. Again, I say, just for the ridiculousness of it, because it is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that that's doing meaningful damage to anything, but like... I mean, I don't know, that is so much. Just so much. I guess, you know what? The only thing I can think that would make that super duper useful is if I could get one of the homings on it. Something like this. It does drain the wand quite a bit. I don't have a statue over here anymore. By the way, it's worth mentioning, the statues up above are still there, at least on the level directly above. So the statues down here definitely have disappeared, and it seems very strange and suspicious to me. Can I find that statue again? When I was going up and down, I was rearranging the terrain as I went. I should have grabbed the teleport wand. Oh well. It's up here. It's around here somewhere. I thought it had fallen all the way down, but I don't see it. The sheer chaos of the thing is just... It's kind of glorious, to be honest. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, that's not doing real damage, let's be real. It's hilarious, but it's not. That, on the other hand, that is. It does have the problem of the pollen being self-damaging. So I do need to be careful with it, which is why I'm not considering that a potential option for primary. However, that does work. It's fun and funny, but I don't think I'm gonna... I don't think so. I don't think so. Unless somebody can think of some other way to use that always cast, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this wand here. Because it does seem like the sort of thing that's like, yeah, that could probably work, but the wand itself is just not quite up to snuff to put something really good on it. I think you would, I'm pretty sure, have to use, where'd the homing go? Probably, I don't remember which of these is the more aggressive homing, but whichever one is the most aggressive, you'd probably want to use that. It didn't actually seem to be affecting the secondary bolts either, so I don't even know if that would be something that's like in any way helpful, really? I don't know. Oh, I almost hit that heart. Oof. That would have been really annoying. But we have now reached the point where I think that's good for primary. That's good for secondary, I guess. I do still want to do a grenade. However, I've been sat here doing this for so long at this point that I'm kind of getting a little antsy to start doing some stuff. I think... Is this worth trying to upgrade? Probably not. It's quite good. It's the spread is a little more than I would like it to be, in that there is spread. Oh, this has got minus spread, so that doesn't even matter. I don't think this is actually affecting it, is it? No, I just put it here for storage, didn't I? I will leave it there for storage for now, because I can't think of anything else, anywhere else to put it. I'm so out of space for the stuff that I actually want. We have, yeah, I think we've reached the point where I am wanting to go. I do want to try... Oh, you know, I'm forgetting. I need to go and try to kill that Lukey, the giant Lukey. Wounded enemy. It might have to actually cause damage in order to work. I'll try that. I can't imagine... Maybe explosive damage. Potentially. That'd be... What else do I have? I have the glue balls. I tested this out a little bit. It's kind of slow and didn't seem all that interesting, to be honest. I could try some of the plasma weapons. This is just explosive. The freezing gaze so far is the only thing that I've found that actually has proper effect on it. Fire damage could work. I could test that out reasonably quickly. What else? Let's see, what other damage types are there? We could try damage slice, but I suspect that won't work. On the other hand, there's no particular reason not to try it. I don't think the plasmas do any particular other damage type, do they? I could try that. hold on a second. I'm trying too many variables all at the same time. I'm gonna try the petrify. I'm gonna try the pollen because it's got explosives. I could try the holy damage. Where did I put the lance? Oh, I dropped it down there. So where did the other ones end up? That's quite useful. Or, well, usable. I don't know about useful. It arcs an awful lot, but we'll try that for the holy damage. I'll try that afterward, after the petrify. I have electricity and ice. I can still try. Both of which I'm a little nervous about. Before I do that, I think, on the off chance that I accidentally hit myself with some of this, I think I had a suspicion that that might happen. This wand is quite long. Is plus damage... No, that would just negate, because well, I'm a little confused because it's damage type healing, but it's -9. So I'm wondering... This would be a safe thing to test. I am being healed and damaged at the same time. I am extra confused. Plus 10, minus 9, that should be plus 1. My math isn't so bad that I'm getting that wrong, am I? What? Okay, At any rate, that does, in fact, do exactly what I hoped it would do. So that's good to know. I am now at full... near enough full health that I'm gonna go and test this out and see what happens. I'm anticipating... failure. Hopefully not spectacular failure. I'm just anticipating this ain't gonna work. But, again, as I said last episode, I think, or possibly the episode before, I don't remember, I'm uniquely qualified right at this moment to discover whether or not this thing, or no, discover what this thing's weaknesses are. Jeez, that was hard. Okay, yo. Okay, does not appear to be turned to stone. Explosive damage. Ran out of juice. Yo! Really? He's getting distracted. Oh no, there's two of them now. That's suboptimal. I'm thinking the explosive damage ain't working, but they're not standing still enough for me to get them. I'm not 100% certain. No, that's just killing my little dudes. No, that's not working. Okay. attempt... Wait a minute, what? Oh! Oh! How did I miss this? Earthquake shot? Interesting. Okay, I need to get a little bit of distance. Oh. Holy damage. Or potentially piercing, I actually don't know. Is there any way I can... Yes, hold on a second. There is a way I can test that. And I'd like to know the answer, which it is. Where are they? You. Did I grab the right thing? Yes. Oh, I can test... I can test whether I can petrify them as well at the same time. Let's try this again. We're making a little bit of progress. If it's the piercing, that will make these much easier to deal with, generally speaking. But if it's the holy, then ooh, because this is the only thing I've ever seen with holy damage. Yo. Yeah, I missed. Okay, that answers that question, and now I'm... Wonder how much health they actually have. I would assume quite a bit. Oh, yeah, that's I was afraid of that. When it dies, it's different. That means that it can the lance will blow up on it. Had a feeling something like that might happen. That's why I was keeping my distance. Okay, success. However, that's vaguely annoying. Holy damage is the only thing that you can use against those? Huh. Unless holy lances are a guaranteed drop in this biome, then that's... Or something else with holy damage. Actually... Nope, not that. Where... This is here, so it's not like in a line of other holy weapons. Just next to the glowing lance, so I suppose potentially other spells might have a variant that has holy damage, but I've not seen it yet. There's also a possibility of something like these. No, not these. These that adds holy damage. That could work, potentially. I'm not sure, but either way, that's, I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm hoping it's either some other property of the Holy Lance, or, I don't know. Because To be clear, the thing I'm hung up on is I have never seen anything guaranteed spawn, as far as I'm aware, as far as the spells are concerned, spells and modifiers and stuff like this. So, if holy is the only way to deal with those, that means that you're gated from dealing with them by RNG. Not a fan of that. Let's go ahead. It did look like there was other stuff over there that I should probably explore, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. I thought I was done with that area, but there was a wand. There was definitely a wand. What? Where's my gold? Oh, it petrified it. Oh. Oh. He just spat a rock out at me. Huh. Yeah, it turns it into a rock. I kind of forgot I had the petrify on here. Does that just straight up, like, petrify anything, basically? Well, it can't quite petrify anything, because I tried it on the giant Lukis and that didn't work, but that's... If it... Oh, there's a worm. Hold on. Gotta test it on that. That's gonna be interesting. Whoa. It just kind of dumped out rocks. That's weird. Add mana. This is... Oh, man. Yeah. I'm annoyed. Because this could be a really good wand to do stuff with, and I went to all that effort. Oh, well. But yeah, that might just more or less one-shot stuff, actually. He was missing his body. Worm meat? Worm blood? What? But yeah, the thing I'm trying to get at here is, oh. No, I keep getting distracted. What am I trying to say here? This might be a more or less one-hit KO, as long as you deal damage to it. Obviously, I'm assuming it's not going to work on a boss. That would be way overpowered. But the thing it also does is not drop gold. Interesting. So there is pros and cons to this. That's intriguing. Ominous liquid. Ooh, spooky. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna get distracted and go head in there. I assume it's gonna be another, like, secondary area. Like, not in the way that the fungal zone is a secondary area, but in the way that the laboratory is a secondary area, I'm assuming. If it is like the fungal zone, then I might be inclined to, but at the moment I'm assuming that it's not, so I'm not going to bother looking into it right now. I guess it was just the one wand, because this one, I think this one is the... Yeah, that's... I don't want that. Not interested. Which means that... Yeah, it was just that one extra wand. Okay, that's fine. And that means that we're about ready to head down. This seems highly dangerous. Gonna put that there. Got a bunch of triplicate bolts. I've got a bunch of triplicate bolts, and I'm not... This is already such a mess. You know what? Oh, that's less... You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. How does it compare to this? Not favorably, generally. However, it's got that always cast. So... 30 extra mana. You know what? Again, I say, I'm at the point where I've been sat here staring at wands and modifiers and spells, and goodness knows, this is actually starting to drive me nuts. I think I need to just call it good and get out of here. I will, at some point, make a grenade wand, because I want a grenade wand, but not right now. This... Again, I say, this is such a good wand, I don't want to not do anything with it, but it's just not quite able to do the stuff I want. Oh, get the petrify off. I don't want petrify. I would like to actually be able to get gold from the enemies that I destroy. I'm thinking... You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I'm thinking too much again, and I need to just stop this and get on with it. Because I'm slowly losing my mind staring at all of this. I will come back later. I have the black holes I could use to get out of here. Can I be bothered? No, I don't think I can. Is that just rocks that I left up here? Yes. Thought maybe I might have left the homing up here too, but no. Okay, now, careful when coming back in here. You know, actually, I think I'm gonna, like, make a bit of a ramp. Okay, I need to remember that's how that works. And we go. Into the vault.